Superdome here in New Orleans. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. On first down, Breeze. He dumps it down to Ingram. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be second and about a yard.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he slips up past the 45 before. Being tackled. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really difficult. Task.
You know, early on this year, we thought that Michael Thomas might threaten Marvin Harrison. Harrison's record of 143 catches in a season didn't quite get there, but he did lead the NFL CD, 125 of them.
And he's smart enough to make sure he's attached at the hip with his quarterback, Drew Brees, and they connected on a staggering 85% of his targets, the highest percentage of any quarterback-receiver combo in NFL history. It definitely justifies his social media handle, "Can't guard Mike."
It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Brees. Flushed out right. Thomas has got it. Complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Brees to throw on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. His throw caught right around the 6.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, buckle off of their routes, chip away?
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Mark Ingram, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
What's good on the extra point? And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A toss play to Hunt. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Green, 90.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is incomplete. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And going deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, try to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but, hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Defense.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Well, as the dust settles for the New Orleans Saints on this season, yes, a lot of disappointment for the 2nd year in a row. But, you know, 13-3, #1 seed for the first time since 2009. Now, they did suffer the first home playoff loss under Breeze and Peyton after 6 wins, but a lot to be proud of this year for New Orleans.
No doubt about it. I mean, that team jumped out right from the word go. Well, let me rephrase that. After a season-opening disappointing loss to Tampa Bay, they ran off a heck of a streak and established themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. The only concerns going forward, will they get everyone back healthy? Remember, Sheldon Rankins, their exciting defensive tackle, got hurt in the playoffs. But the other part is, can they shake off the last 2 years of losses, get that out of their psyche? That crazy Minneapolis loss to the Vikings, and then the controversial non-call in the playoffs against the Rams this year. If they can put that behind them, they'll be a force again in 2019.
Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Ready. You ready?
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans first.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Shotgun now for Breeze. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
For the Chiefs, Charles, looking back to last year in summation, 12-4, first time as the #1 seed in the AFC since the mid-90s, 1995. And yeah, there was a lot of disappointment, understandably so, after that loss to New England, but it's like we were talking about with Patrick Mahomes, a lot to be proud of.
It certainly is, and just think about your chief weapons coming back. Saw what I did there, didn't you?
Yeah, chief weapons.
Thank you. Yeah. Tyreek Hill will be back. Travis Kelce will be back. Of course, Mahomes is the quarterback. The defense will need some work, though. They've got to get better against the run. Gave up way too many yards in that category. They've got to get back to their elite levels in takeaway numbers, something that's dropped off the last couple of seasons. But they start to make some corrections there. We'll be talking about Kansas City for years to come.
Yeah, that rush defense 27th in the league, so certainly something to shore up before next season. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Chiefs are in for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Butker now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Well, CD, the NFL held its